Palms there 50 minutes.
Right. Did anybody else hear that?
Yeah.
That's really well spotted, absolutely. So it's a better deal for the workers, isn't it?
It's fair trade.
It's fair trade. And there were other little welfare projects that they, or welfare strategies that they had. Did anybody else notice?
Lunch.
Brilliant. You're on the ball. Well done. So they provide their workers with a meal, main meal every day. What I want you to do is I'm going to run through the aims of the project and the structure and tell you the deadlines for getting applications in. Okay? You ready? Good. So the aims are, what we decided when we met, because the four of us met a little while ago and sort of put this together, and we thought, what is it that we really want to do? It's not just to give you something to do, this is what it's about. We want to build, we want to give you the tools to be the next generation of social entrepreneurs, and we've got some social entrepreneurs here. Now an entrepreneur is somebody who creates wealth, creates money. Nothing wrong with money, nothing wrong with having it, but social entrepreneurs, they do it responsibly and to try and give back to society at the same time as they're producing wealth. Does that make sense? Yeah? The next one is we want to give you an opportunity to develop the skills of enterprise, initiative, leadership, problem solving and product development. Think about listing those skills on your CV and what an edge that's going to give you over everybody else leaving school. And we want to develop cross-curricular links, which is interesting to me, but probably not to you. Now, the task is this. You are going to design and brand the message of Paradise Farm in order to make an appeal to UK customers, which is what you were thinking about before. And you're going to produce a documentary of this project. Now, if you look down to the stages, this is what you've got to get your heads around now, okay? So you're aware before you sign up for it of what's going to be involved. The first stage is the application process. So you are going to apply in writing to be part of this team. Now, I'm not saying then that you might not get in. You know, we could manage every single person in the room. So why would I be getting you to apply?
So we know for a decade.
Good.
And what I'm doing it for.
We know the reasons you're doing it for, yes.
Make it official.
Make it official, absolutely right. We would then have a very informal interview process. It's good for you. You don't need to be scared. Probably you'd be interviewed by one of us. You know, we'd probably be able to have 4 interviews going on at the same time. And just so that we can really get to grips with what it is you're wanting to do. Then we're going to go through a very brief educational process, because if you launch right into it without the right training and background, it could fail. And we don't want to start something that you're going to fail at. We want you to be completely ready to make this 100% successful. So Brumby's going to come back and he's going to host a session where he'll give you a little bit more information. Probably we'll go back to some more films about what actually goes on about Paradise Farm, because when you're talking to potential clients, you need to know inside out what this is actually about, okay, so they don't catch you out on anything. Then, what we're going to do is we're going to get you to present your own research to a board, okay, which we'll tell you a little bit more about. Now then, branding. What is branding? It's more than giving it a name. Yes.
It's like saying that this is yours, you know, like branding it. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's basically given a name, like, if you got like a company name, you put it out, like,
yeah, it's to do with a name, maybe a logo.
like making it public, make it public.
Okay, if I said to you, would you rather buy Nike trainers or Dunlop trainers? Which would you go for?
Make it known.
Why? There's something else going on there. If I said, would you rather buy your clothes from George, Asda or Topshop? Girls? Topshop. And I'm telling you now, if there was exactly the same item of clothing, but one had a Primark label and one had a Topshop label, it's because that name, Topshop, tells you something. It has an identity behind it, right? It tells you you're quite cool. Yeah? Now, branding has an identity. Do you understand what I mean? It says more than what the product is. It tells you the image that's associated with it, the values that are associated with it. And that's what you've got to decide. So we are going to not just come up with a name and a logo and a pretty package, we're going to come up with a brand identity that we think taps into the sort of psychology of people who are going to be buying it. Yeah? But there's going to be a whole workshop on that. So I've got somebody who's coming in to teach you about marketing and branding. Once you've done that, you're going to do a little bit of investigation into other companies similar, a bit like the Body Shop, and see how they've been successful, so we can learn from that. Then, Once we've got all this sorted, I've told you, haven't I, I've got a designer coming in from Liberty to teach you about how to work. Who's the arty people in the team? Any of you brilliant artists? Do me a favour, if you know of anybody amongst your friends who may not be on a G&T academic, thing, but they are brilliant at art.
Matt Vey, he's the best in the year.
Yeah, get them in.
Really good.
Because we need talented artists as well.
Matt Vey, he can draw anything.
Right, as long as he can draw, that's
got
perfect.
a CV as well.
Yes, great today. Yeah, because of course that's a talent.
His things are on the website, I think.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Matt Vey is really, he can draw anything.
Do you
ask him to draw anything, he can paint, draw anything.
Do you want to get him in then, as the designer?
He's probably gone out now.
Yeah, not now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, find it. No. So that's that. Now then, what we're going to do is once we've got our brand decided and our logo, we're going to do a video link up with the guy who runs and manages Paradise Farm, and exactly as if you were pitching for a job, you are going to pitch your brand idea to him via video. Pardon?
They don't know about it.
Yes, they know it's happening. But what I'm saying is because the thing is, if we're going to launch their product here, they've got to like what it is, the message we're giving, because they may say, no, we don't want to be associated with that. So what we're going to have to do is really research into the farm in order to make sure that what we come up with is what they're going to want. And don't forget, just because you're kids, this is his business. He's not going to say, oh yeah, that's lovely, and pat you on the head. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it's not good, it's not good. So there's no just because he kids, it's going to go easy.
What if he says no because we're kids?
He won't, because he's in on it. He's okay. Now, if you have a little look, there's going to be some teams that, maybe in your application process, you might want to think about which area you would like to be most involved in and put that in your application. PR. What's PR? Graham, you have to do lots of PR. Do you want to explain to them?
Public relations.
Or like talking about.
Yeah, so reading, communication, getting the message across, that kind of thing. Events, what do you think I mean by events? Hosting events, raising the profile, raising cash, raising funds, so events management, and if you're interested in going into events management, it's a whole career in that. So that's something you're thinking about. Sales, who's interested in sales? Who thinks they've got the gift of brilliant? Yeah, okay, so we've got a few sales on the team. And design, so the people that particularly... Yeah.
Design team, right behind.
Now you do, by the way, it's interesting, you do not have to be a brilliant artist to be a brilliant designer.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
You have to have the ideas, okay, and an aesthetic awareness. By an aesthetic awareness, I mean you need to know what looks good.
Yeah.
Now, you could actually end up employing Matvey to do the actual... You might have an amazing design idea, but you need him to actually do the art. Do you see what I'm saying? So you could be part of a design team, even if you're not the actual person that's going to put pencil.
Just
And just one thing I wanted to add to branding, and it might help just to give you a kind of overall sense of what it means. Branding is also a promise.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you think of it as the kind of promises you would keep, and you want your objects, your products or services to keep and hold true always, what are they? And then you're set.
And that's so key. And the thing is, you can never go back on your brand message. If you've said this is what we stand for,
and then not do it,
companies have collapsed because of that.
Like for instance, Nike don't sell trainers; they sell the idea of winning.
Yes,
that's their big philosophy. Harley Davidsons don't sell motorbikes; they sell the idea of freedom,
the lifestyle. Yeah.
So if you think about something like that, whilst you're thinking about the farm, and thinking about who you're going to be sending to.
Yes.
Are these meetings going to be every Friday?
We'll decide together when the best time is for you guys. But Friday works for me. I don't know whether it works for you guys. And then you can go away and think about it over the weekend. Okay, so maybe Friday. And then what we're going to do is once we put you into your 4 teams, just for fun, and because we're quite cruel, what we will do is we will pitch you in an apprentice-style competition against each other. Yeah. But
I'm very competitive though. I'm competitive, that's not good.
Right, okay, but that might drive you a little bit, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You'll have to give us sound bites,
Yeah.
I'm an achiever,
We call them the Green Apprentice.
The Green Apprentice, definitely. That will definitely do that. In the making of the film, we'll have them all doing their little...
And don't forget, if you lose, you get to go home in a black cab, so it's not...